What do I think of her?
Yes?
I don't think of her.
Shut your f***ing mouth. I've had enough of you, you beast.
Beast?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Glass of red wine and a swisher. I think you get the picture, bitch.
How dare you?
Are we ready, boys and girls?
Girls and gays
Girls
of
and gays.
America and the international platforms of the internet connecting in live to this podcast.
Everyone
Everyone in
around
the whole
world.
We all hacked your phones. Congrats. We stole all your Google Analytics data. We know everything there is to
Just
know
send
about
us
you.
send us about 3 Bitcoins.
I mean-
what is that, like $500,000 now?
Yeah. Your screen is now hacked. Your iPhone is now locked. Your computer has been compromised. I'm currently scrolling your Pornhub history.
I'm releasing it to
downloading
all your
the
friends and
illegal
family.
facts.
Everyone on Facebook already knows your dirty secrets.
Sis, I am
You can't
publishing
escape
all
us.
your Grindr messages. I'm about
Ooh,
to expose
not the Grindr
you.
messages.
Yes, I'm holding you hostage for the next hour and a half while you tune into what is this podcast called? Because we literally always forget to introduce ourselves.
It's called Eating for Free.
I don't think that's what it's actually called. Can we say it
Really?
like one more time? What was it again?
Eating for Free?
Oh yeah, actually, I think I've heard of that podcast. There
Yeah,
were
it
like
sounds
what,
familiar.
number 15 on the iTunes comedy charts, which
And
is
this is
like
our-
such a humble
And this is our
brag.
15th episode, I think.
Literally number
it?
15.
Yeah,
Yes.
wow.
Wig.
I'm not going to be able to keep track at a certain point, guys.
No, listen.
This is impressive.
We are going to get to a
I can
point-
barely count past 20, so.
We're going to get to a point where we literally just stop counting numbers because guess what? Time doesn't reel. And
Time doesn't reel.
time is
The
real.
The wheel of time is reeling forward, and we can't stop
Ooh,
it.
Look at you with the wordplay. Somebody went to college for fancy
I mean,
boys.
I have yet to graduate.
The school for fancy boys strikes again.
Yeah, the agenda is very difficult.
Did you
and
learn that in AP literature?
I
Was
didn't
that
actually,
an SAT word?
I didn't take AP literature.
Wow.
I was
school
in
for fancy
remedial
boys.
English because they only had like the IB, which is AP equivalent, and then basic.
Wow.
So I went to basic because I didn't want to do the work.
Wasn't it like Montessori school? So
No,
like, that's what
I
you
did not
get.
go to Montessori High School. They have AP. Is that a thing? Is
It-
Montessori outside of California? Is that a national
It
thing?
has to be. It literally has to be.
Oh
it's,
my God.
It's like, well, isn't it like exported from somewhere? I think it's exported from Rome. It was like,
From
like,
Rome. I thought it would be
yeah.
like from England or something.
no, I think it's an Italian
a
thing.
Western power.
Yeah, no, guys. Montessori schools is such a California
So we
construct.
import Montessori.
You're like driving through a farmland and you see a bunch of children wearing no shoes and you're like, oh, it's a Montessori
Okay, I
school.
did go to Montessori preschool and I don't remember that, but I do remember my
Did you
teachers
grow-
being
Did you have a garden?
weird. Oh my god, did we? I barely remember. I don't remember it was nap time, and
I-
someone stole my apple once and switched it with a pear, and
I
the
had
teacher
a
was not on my side. I'm
my
still mad.
art teacher in high school. Literally, I took art for one semester because I wanted to be cool.
Oh my god, now
and
you're an artist. It's
I
so,
was.
it's so
It's
impressive.
crazy how that works. I learned how to draw still lives of
Mm-hmm.
fruit that were decaying. Lots of plastic
essentials.
flowers.
Ooh.
But she was also a like caretaker at a Montessori school down the street.
A
And my
caretaker?
most-
Is that what they call them?
Well, like, you
That
know,
sounds like,
like-
they manage a dead body or
well,
like someone on their way to death.
All I remember about her is she used to wear pencils in her hair to keep her like really like scraggly white hair
Oh my
up
god,
in
how
a bun.
cliche! I've never seen that.
And she wore overalls like covered in paint
Okay.
every day. And
It's a mood.
she would drive a moped. And one day
Ooh.
she was late to class.
She sounds kind of like trendy a little bit.
No, listen to this. She came to class literally in like tights and an oversized t-shirt and like socks. And we're like, oh my gosh, like, why are you so late? And she's like, oh, I crashed my moped up the street, so I left a trail of my belongings back to the moped
what?
so I could find it again. And that's like
Wait, what?
my only
So wait,
reference
like on
for
the so
Montessori
like if you were
school.
driving to the school, you would just see like a trail of shit from a moped.
I mean, she also got fired for hotboxing the drama shed. So like, yeah,
Me too, girl.
It truly was like
Good
that
for her.
moment. But it was fun. I mean, welcome guys. This is Eating for Free,
Yeah.
a podcast where we tell stories from childhood to trigger all of your worst memories.
Yeah, that's all I really intended.
ASMR about high school. Let's go.
ASMR awkward childhood memories. That has to
Pencils
have already happened.
breaking, filling the mechanical pencils with the little lead.
Or the little
The sound of a chalkboard.
Did you have those pencil sharpeners that you had to walk into the front to do because they were like into the wall?
So
they were
actually,
like
I'm about to,
installed in
like,
like 1890.
admit something super embarrassing right
Oh,
now.
I'm excited.
Shout out to Obama, because I actually went to a high school that was a part of like the Obama era iPad initiative
Oh
for
my God.
California schools, where like
Oh.
Apple basically
That's by
gave our
Obama?
school like 2,000 iPads or something, and everyone had an iPad for like the entire.
This is so
school
Northern
year.
California of you. Because guess
It's
what?
so
I was.
Northern
Because guess what?
California.
Real quick, I was in Southern California, and I was a part of the Bill Gates a donation,
Sure.
and we got a bunch of like shitty notebooks that nobody could fucking use, and the trackpad was like in the center of the keyboard.
Yeah.
And it was like a mess.
Yeah, no, we got
Lucky you.
iPads and we weren't allowed to take notes on paper. We actually had to take notes on our iPads because it was part
Wow.
of the Green Initiative.
Nice.
In the county that I went to school in. And yeah, it was like not fun because literally all I did was scroll Tumblr and gay porn all day. I mean, not gay porn, but
I
like
was
gay
like,
fan fiction,
wow.
which is like really gay
I mean,
porn.
yeah.
I was reading like Naruto and Sasuke like fan fiction in high school, or like Teen Wolf. If
my
we're
God.
really gonna dox ourselves about what the mid 2010s were.
Oh my
really
God, I
like
could
for
never
all of
have
us.
an iPad in class. It would be
Oh my
like,
God, wait, I
not
wasn't in school in
tolerated.
the mid 2010s. Time truly is a flat
was like,
circle. No, we went to school in 2009. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's when we
Anyways,
started,
guys,
yeah.
the podcast is starting here. and
Okay,
now.
so
the hostage
where do we get
crisis is
started?
over.
Do we
I
what do we
have-
jump into? There's so much.
Can I talk about something that like really I just want to get out of the way? Not get out of the way because it's not a bad thing, but
But was it
it's-
like you need to get off the chest?
yeah, I really just kind of want to talk about it really importantly, really badly, because it's something that's important to me.
Okay.
So this is not my particular mental health cup of tea. You know, this isn't my particular cocktail that I've got going on, but I strongly relate to this because Mariah Carey actually
Oh, I was reading
came
about this
out
today.
in People magazine this week, actually, with admissions of bipolar disorder, and she basically has come forward saying that she's been struggling with bipolar disorder for a bigger part of her career, and part of the reason why she's coming out now is because for the last like I think 2 decades really,
Yeah.
she said that she's been almost terrified of like it being exposed or being used to blackmail her.
I was thinking about that 'cause it's been
or,
so long,
Yeah,
it
being
sounds
held
like.
over her head by like TMZ or these gossip.
I'm happy she was
sites
able to
that-
control that, you know,
Yeah,
and
I
giving
mean,
that to the public.
But it's this thing now where, so the reason I want to talk about this, you guys, and we're just going to start off on the somber shit because it's like, it's easier to come down off of that rather
Yeah.
than ending on it. I kind of want to start on the low. I think this is kind of an important topic for everyone to address because I think we forget as consumers of celebrity culture that celebrities still very much are inflicted with all the same mental health problems, mental health struggles that we also live through on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's not just, you know, everyday people who have bipolar disorder, depression.
Well, I always think about that. There's so many
anxiety.
celebrities. Like, there has to be just a chance that many of them experience like the myriad amount
Yeah.
of like, stuff. You
But
know?
the fact that Mariah Carey's now saying like she was literally paralyzed with fear for like 2 decades about the fact that somebody might expose her or come forward and it would ruin her
I
career.
can see that. It's just she's going to the doctor.
Exactly.
You know?
And also it just kind of paints a lot of the gossip, especially gossip that I have
Oh,
participated
yeah.
in about her for the last, you know, decade of my life, kind of in a bad light, in kind of ways that I want to take back and never do again, because there's been a lot of behavior from Mariah Carey that has been puzzling to the public, and I am not ascribing any of her public persona to the fact that she has bipolar disorder, because people with bipolar disorder are still able to function and exist in the real world, and I'm not trying to stigmatize the disorder. I have many loved ones that are living through life with it, but it does kind of paint a picture now where there has been a lot of talk about her eccentricities, her mood swings. There was the very famous TRL meltdown that we all remember.
When you think of
quite
like you think of
vividly.
her being, you know, the icon of the diva, like the modern
Yeah.
diva. It's like that. The idea of the diva is kind of.
But, you know, also
similar-
her
yeah, it's
showing up
sad.
with an ice cream cart on TRL,
Yeah.
like literally looking like she was
No,
going
it's-
to have a mental breakdown in front of
Yeah.
Carson Kressley. That kind of stuff, you know, she disappeared to go to get counseling. A lot of, like, you know, the return of Mimi kind of was about that. Like,
Yeah.
what was that song that she, Mariah's anthem, Can't Take That Away From Me?
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. Like, there was this whole era in the mid-2000s where it seemed like her health was kind of in flux.
And then her
a
trying
lot
to
of-
come back a little bit recently has
Yeah,
been strange.
People called her cuckoo. They called her nuts. They called her a whack job. I mean, those are still insults that we lob at her today. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to bring that up at the top of the show.
I think people should know about it because she's so popular and it's such a common issue. Like I have multiple people in my family and personal life that suffer from that. So it's like even just hearing about that, it's not necessarily, you know, it's tragic in one way, but it's also very impressive that she's been able to get this far. And I hope that I'm happy that she's in control of this.
Literally one of the
releasing it
most
to the
successful
public.
musicians and highest selling
Yeah.
musicians of all time.
She's
so
still so revered. Like she doesn't have like the bad press really on like
anything
by
this
most people in our
just
circles at
adds
least.
to her legend status. Like this just
Yeah.
further cements her as one of the hardest working musicians in the game and one of the biggest talents that we have walking the face of the earth. Like the fact that she was able to not only keep this in for herself, whatever the reasons might have been and however toxic they might have been, the fact that she's been able to live alongside this disease for as long as she's been diagnosed with it and still be Mariah Carey as we know her today, I think is something that's so incredibly hopeful and inspiring, and I hope we all take it that way rather than being like, oh well, everything about her makes so much sense now, oh crazy Mariah, crazy again.
Ugh, that'd be
because
so sad.
that just further stigmatizes it. And I think the fact that celebrities come forward with mental health is such a brave thing, because even like people in the lowly workforce like you and I, or people
Yeah.
in retail, you can't even say that you're depressed at those jobs without a fear of being let go
Oh,
or
no,
them
it's
thinking
so
that you're a
serious.
liability. So
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, there's probably a lot of people in her personal life or people that, like, I wonder how far she extended that knowledge, because, you know, as a celebrity, you can't just tell everyone
No.
that you're actually friends with, because you can't trust everybody. So I wonder how many people around her, you know, are contacting her now and getting into it. I think it, you know, maybe it's good for her to have that release. You know, it's her journey, I guess.
I hope that she finds the peace that she's looking for in admitting it. And I just wanted
Yeah.
to start it off with a huge up and up to Mariah Carey, because like frankly that is incredibly
Yeah.
brave, because bipolar disorder is not like depression or anxiety where it's kind of been around in the cultural consciousness for a while. It's very much something like borderline personality disorder is another thing that comes to mind, where it's so super stigmatized still. So kudos to Mariah Carey. Let's bring into something happier. Do you
Yeah.
have literally anything? Because I'm looking at my notes.
I have
and I'm like,
something that's
depressing.
Okay, I have one thing that is depressing. Do you want to cover it now, or do you want to get back to it later? Because we can.
Yes, I have one that's kind of middle of the road, so we'll bounce up with that.
Okay. So, did you hear what happened with Azealia Banks? She posted on her Instagram and everything.
No, is it gonna make me super sad?
It's really sad. Okay, all I can say is that she's okay and she's fine, but she admitted to being roofied or drugged, and she kind of admits that she might have been abused during that situation.
Oh my God,
yeah,
how
it's
recent was
crazy.
this?
It was literally this weekend on like Friday, Saturday, I think. I don't know how close it might have been to her talking about it, because she was performing and she had a show like the day like after it happened, and it's crazy. So I just saw on her Instagram story there was. I saw on her Instagram story, she put just black, background white text. She said, "It's under control. My brothers and friends are here. I'm going to be fine. Don't panic. I definitely got drugged in my drink, but I'm waking up again. I'm awake. I'm good. It takes a lot to take this elephant down." She was kind of positive afterwards. And then she kind of made these, she deleted them now, but some people did save it. She was pretty much just talking about, I don't really want to quote it because it's just really dark, but you can look this up if you're interested. But she's pretty much just saying that knowing that she was taken advantage of, and that somebody, nowadays, and that just a man think that's okay to do to a woman, to drug her and try to take advantage of her. And, it's, of course, once it happens to you, it's going to really make you think about this in such a more serious way. And it was just really sad, but it sounds like she's doing better. A lot of people are supporting her. So I'm happy that she was at least able to get help around her.
It just
Yeah.
makes me, once again, I mean, one thing that's come out of me too is we are now being forced to realize every single day that celebrities, with all the fame, with all the money, with all the access to experiences that they have, are still subject to the same evils that we are as, again, non-celebrities. Like, we always focus on, for instance, girls in college getting drugged or roofied, and those are the ones to watch out
or
for.
the like asking for it kind of cases
Yeah.
where we don't know what's going on. But this is like serious.
Where
like
they're
getting
like,
drugged.
you were out and you were doing risky behavior at a bar and you weren't paying attention to your drink. Like the common things that men especially love to lob at women, as if the onus of being abused is always on the abuser. We never consider the fact that this could totally happen at an award show. There could be a celebrity who is, hanging out with some other male celebrities, and suddenly her drink tastes kind of funky and she wakes up the next morning and she's already like, what happened to me? Like that kind of scenario never crosses our minds, but it's something that is so applicable. And we don't know where Azealia Banks got roofied or what the situation is, but just remember that like women in the music industry especially are in such vulnerable positions.
No one's untouchable, really.
Literally, record executives are like known within insider gossip and outside of it to be sleazy, skeevy people who are power obsessed, money obsessed. And a lot of women, especially in the music industry, come forward all the time with things about being abused by their managers, abused by fans, harassed at shows, these kinds of things. And when women speak out in creative industries that are as vulnerable as music, because you're like getting in front of literally thousands of people on a regular
And
basis.
you have millions
and
of fans
performing.
offline that know where you're going half the
Yeah,
time.
meet
It's
and
like
greets. You're on the
can't-
street.
like
you're
she,
vulnerable.
you know, it's just like I know I don't want to speak for her, but you know, people that come out of those situations are very fearful of when they go out again and when they start hanging out with other people and going back into the world. Like it just makes it harder for them to,
And
you know, live a normal life.
before anybody wants to come at us for even talking about Azealia Banks on our podcast, I just want to say this. 1, fuck you. 2, I will say my piece, and this will be end of it because I know Matt agrees with me.
Okay, so the soapbox is being
But yes,
given
let
to
me
Jen.
drag it out here. Can you make some soapbox noises for me? One
I
sec.
don't know, like I don't.
I'm just gonna say this. There are so many evils in the world right now, and there are so many things that are so much worse. People doing things so much worse in similar industries as Azealia Banks. And I am not saying that we can't care about two things at once. And I am not saying that multiple things can't be bad at the same time. But we stand talent on this podcast.
We stand
and we also
talent.
recognize and realize that Black women, especially Black women in the creative industries, are subject to criticism and scrutiny in ways that their white or any other peers are never ever given
Half
the
the people-
time of day or focus. And if people did not have the laser focus in on Azealia Banks that they constantly do, waiting for her to breathe in one wrong step, we probably wouldn't hear about half the shit we do. And if we focused all of the attention we do on Azealia Banks onto literally any other celebrity, we would also find out just as many fucked up things. Because guess what? There's lots of fucked up people in this world, but it's because there are millions of racists out there, especially in the gay community, that love policing Black women, policing Black artists, and finding any which way to not just tear them down, but nitpick, criticize, discourage, and completely just, you know, throw the whole career away for. So I will say this. I'm not saying that anything Azealia Banks has done or said is totally wholesome, holy, good, and true all the time. But are there other things that I focus my energies on to hate? Absolutely. And has anyone released a song like Anna Wintour or an album like Broke with Expensive Taste in the last 10 years that's not Beyonce?
I have played that song
no,
1,000
I don't.
fucking times. Okay,
Guess what? We stand talent.
one thing I'll have to say: half the people that criticize her still listen to fucking R. Kelly. His,
or, you know,
and
have Miley
ran a
Cyrus
fucking,
on their phones.
He ran a fucking cult, and people still don't talk about
Yes,
it. But Azealia
okay,
Banks
you
gets
know
shit.
what?
You know, it's just
everybody
like,
that constantly wants to focus in on what Azealia Banks is doing on Twitter, especially the white homosexuals. Excuse me.
Why correct yourself?
Especially the white homosexuals that love to police her on Twitter. If I went through your phones, I am 100% sure I would find some things that you would not like shared with the internet and some musical interests you would not like shared with the internet, okay? So before you do, look through your Grindr app, delete the ones you don't want me to publish, and then we can have this conversation again, because otherwise I don't want to hear it.
Okay,
Anyways.
so what's the semi good news at this point?
No, it's not the semi-good news, but we're going to just keep
Medium
going right
news?
on in.
Okay.
Somebody has all but confirmed that they're thinking of running for president in 2024.
Oh no! Wait, 2024.
2024.
Okay, so we got a while here.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is almost positive to have been confirmed for running for president in 2024.
I don't like this.
The record of note, the only celebrity gossip rag any of us probably needs to read, and I don't want to hear who their owners are because it's still the most trustworthy thing out there besides Page Six, Daily Mail.
Daily Mail girl.
Ran a story about how, you know, Dwayne is saying that he's very strongly considering running for president. You know, he's weighing all of his options. He's just really learning about our political process right now and
For
what
what?
he can do. And all of this, you know, was of course from the red carpet for his new movie, Rampage, now in theaters everywhere. I hope you do not see it. But yeah, he was like,
why?
I do not have any
Why?
delusions that it's easy, and I have tremendous respect. So 2020 is not going to happen. But 2024, I don't know, maybe 2028. I think the best thing I can do now is to go to work and learn. That's where we're at.
Okay, can we do like a March Madness thing for like rumored celebrity candidates? Like, who's your favorite like B-list celebrity that's running for president? 'Cause that's, at this point, I'm exhausted.
It's just this whole joke. Like, we're all not pretending that Elon Musk isn't going to just instate himself as the world emperor by 2025.
When we all of a sudden are buying Elon water and power and
You know,
gas, we'll be
we're
like,
gonna
wait,
get the
shit.
transmission straight from Mars that Elon's army of clones are now arriving via spaceship to take stake over all the world
Our
powers.
Well, we saw Fast and Furious, you know, what was it, 9, 8? All the self-driving cars are going to come get us. Those are going to be the Teslas.
Elon Musk is gonna flip the self-driving switch, and it's all gonna drive us into the Tesla factories, and we're all just gonna get converted into human computers
Or human warbots.
I mean, I'll see y'all in the bunker in New Zealand.
I mean,
you
he's
know-
colluding with Sophia the robot,
you know
guys.
what? Listen,
we need to do. We need to investigate what's
Elon
going on.
Musk to get in his bunker by 2025, I'm there. Okay, what do I need to do, Elon? I'm here. I'm ready.
We need the connection.
We need that connection. I just want to see what your aesthetics are like in your underground war bunker.
I love
Do
it.
you have good design taste? Are there lots of succulents and green plants? Is it more of like a cement vibe with like worn in
A
moss?
brutalist, you know,
Is it
neo-brutalist.
Is there like terracotta fixtures? Like, I don't know. Like, what's the moment down there? Is
Reclaimed
it
wood,
all...
eclectic copper wire, you know. What are those like
Is it
signs that are just light
exposed?
those tech signs that are just light bulbs, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Are there lots of exposed bulbs and copper wiring?
Yeah.
And,
lots
you
of
know,
mid-century modern, you know, reclaimed antiques.
100%. No, I feel like he's one of those people that only exclusively shops very expensive Scandinavian furniture that's 3 feet off the floor and made out of metal.
3 feet off the floor.
Yeah. It's all the same height. Like, haven't you ever noticed that?
What?
It's all like the same.
Is it like leveled?
Yeah, all leveled with each other. Like, you're sitting at a
I can
table
kinda
that's
dig
the
that.
same height as the chair you're sitting in, and that's the same height as the coffee table. That's the same height as the sofa.
I have never noticed this
And
before.
it's all like white surfaces.
I
and,
mean, yeah,
like,
the all white definitely makes sense.
stresses me out. And then like a cleverly placed orange textile
Oh, yes.
and like a red chair.
Yeah, Instagram worthy
So,
content.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, he's
Yeah.
running. If you're not Cynthia Nixon, delete your campaign rights blog 2020.
Oof. Did you see Janelle Monáe's new video? Sis.
Okay, why front like I didn't send that in the group chat the second it came out? Okay, don't play me like this on this podcast.
But did you like see and like listen and experience and take in it all?
Yes,
sure
I'm
you
the
did.
vagina pants too. Like, me too, girl. Like,
With what's her name?
Tessa
being
Thompson.
the clitoris of the fucking
loving it.
so good.
Also, I think, okay, can I just say, it's not shady because it's like exactly what Janelle wanted, but I love the fact that she left Grimes off the video because,
Really?
yeah, the video is so clearly a video like for, by, and about black women.
True.
And Grimes is, of course, on the actual track.
Yeah.
But was not featured anywhere in the song, and I appreciated that. Like, I'm really into seeing music videos as like Lemonade, where we went the whole time watching Lemonade and not a single white person or anyone who wasn't a black person was in it. Let's have more of that in art. Like, when I, as a trans woman, make movies, I really only want to make movies about that. And like cleverly peppering in like a homosexual or some cis
And then
woman
her
is
and
boring.
Tessa Thompson, that whole pairing, which we all know is like, we know what's going on now.
I mean, we've been hearing
She's given
the
us
gay
the
rumors
blueprints
for years.
She's given us the like all the
Yeah,
flags.
no, this is 100% the blueprint.
love it.
I already told my boyfriend that if he ever does me wrong, I'm leaving him for Janelle Monáe. Like, I already let him know.
You can join the Janelle Monáe Tessa Thompson thruple. That's
Honey, I'm not worthy of it, okay? I'm just gonna have to wait in the
that's
wings.
so much energy that I could not handle.
I'll hit up St. Vincent and see what she's doing in the meantime.
Yes, I love it.
Oh god, I almost said some high gossip now that would have gotten
High
me
gossip.
in a lot of trouble
You don't
about
want-
the
Oh.
St. Vincent girl on girl situation. So
Does it
moving
involve
right
Cara
along-
Delevingne or?
Yes, or no, it involves one of her former exes that one of the
Ooh.
people I am currently in a relationship with has also had a relationship with. Anyways.
Oh, I know.
We
yeah.
can't-
No, we.
zip-
No. Yeah.
zip.
Got it.
Anyways.
Okay. Cool.
So
I'm happy that I know.
hi, babe. Trust me, I pulled back. I promise. Literally, I've
Love
been
it.
waiting to tell that story. So
Okay. Did you hear
shut me
about?
up, bitch.
Did you hear about Kanye West's new project? You could call it.
Isn't he writing a philosophy
He's
book?
writing a philosophy book called
Go off.
Breaking the Simulation.
Sure.
And okay, let me tell you, the premise that he talks about, I'm not gonna lie, is solid. So he's pretty much saying, I guess
You
he
so would be the person to buy this book. But
Okay.
anyways, continue.
don't drag me like this.
I'm dragging you, but continue.
We'll have to see what happens. But apparently on Hollywood Reporter, Kanye was saying that like he had this concept about photographs and about human beings being obsessed with photographs and like this whole thing about pretty much how transported you can be temporally, I guess you could say, like through photographs. And of course that's obviously involving somehow Kim Kardashian's Instagram. Like this has to be halfway about the Instagram page. But I've always felt like that when I've seen stuff that Kanye does and the stuff that Kim Kardashian was in that whole clan.
This just
It's
feels
like
very.
the photo manipulation that they can subtly put is out of control.
I don't know. It just feels very Susan Sontag on photography to me. Like I feel like we
You have to explain that for the
had
girls.
this discussion. Oh my god, girls, are we not Susan Sontag readers in this building? Noted cultural critic. She wrote a thing on photography. And she basically said like photography is a form of leechdom and photographers
Leechdom?
yeah, like leech it's like a form of leaching off of reality.
It's a very
without
easy way to
participating in
copy,
it.
I guess you
Yeah,
could say, or like
and
take advantage.
Her whole idea was that, photography is a form of tourism, and a lot
Oh my
of
God, I
photographers
could not agree more
and
already.
people obsessed with photography have a habit of becoming tourists in their own lives rather than like active participants in their lives.
Well, I've always felt
and-
like with Instagram especially, it's truly like this K-hole of like time and space. Like you
Yeah.
can get so deep into like this weird subculture of like photography or
Oh,
style, and
I'm
it's so bizarre.
Such a selfish Instagrammer. I go on to post my pic and then I leave. I genuinely
Good for you. Avoid
No,
it all.
I genuinely do not care about what you bitches are up to, okay? Keep your beach selfies. Keep your new caftans on the, Palms Desert hotel lobby entrance. Keep all of your, like, flight photos, meal photos.
Okay, let me tell you.
Fashion Nova
You know what
fit
is-
at the club with your mascara running photos.
You know what's
all you New York
literally-
girls, I'm coming for you.
You know what's literally the fucking formula too? I'm not joking. If you're gonna do anything, if you want to do pretty much the perfect Instagram post, it just has to be a highly stabilized HD video in a very sunny tropical location. You need to have blue crystal running water, a shot from any woman that has like the equinox figure from the back, and then some, type of either food or luxury or event going on that pretty much symbolizes the
Or
like
if you're-
idea of travel and being like completely unresponsible for real people lives, lifestyles
Or
and duties.
if you're from New York, the Instagram formula seems to be at least one person in the group photo is on their knees, another one has their arms crossed in front of them. There's an NYU graduate somewhere in the mix. A drag queen has their arms around you, and
Yeah.
everyone has ketamine eyes. And the caption is about last night. So,
or no, just before that.
oh
the
my god,
all, the all-
nightlife
the all-
Instagram is my least favorite.
the frontward flash, like
Frontward
brick
flash,
background.
greasy. Oh my god,
yeah,
it looks so
before
greasy in
before
this
the
pic.
club,
Ha,
they'll be
ha,
like,
ha.
"See you tonight."
Or this is my girl, my ride or die, and it's like you're wasted in the subway, like clutching each other.
Or like two girls in bikinis on the beach, and they're like, "Take me back."
oh my god, no, the photo where like somebody's like reaching their
Yeah.
arm out to the person
No,
in the picture.
that's what I'm thinking of with the tropical location. The worst.
No,
A drone shot. I'm sorry. You need to have drones now.
And it's funny because
drones
the
on Instagram-
Kardashians invented all of these. So
That's what I'm saying.
does the book have a release date?
I have no, of course
Does it
not.
have a
It's just one of
publisher?
no. He's just writing
Is this
it.
going to be like
That's
a
all we know.
Scholastic moment? Is this going to be a HarperCollins?
It'll be like one really long Twitter thread that will be deleted in like 1 hour, and somebody will archive it.
He's going to release page by page on Instagram for a 24-hour period as part of his
Jesus.
new Break the Internet simulation.
What was that thing we talked about? It was like in
Sponsored by
in Valentine's
KKK
Day.
Beauty or whatever Kim's like lip kit brand is.
KKK.
No, like what isn't it like K?
I mean, if you want to say,
no KKW, excuse me, Beauty.
Ugh.
I
mean, God, I call him a clan for a reason. Like, literally.
with the K.
The worst.
Also, I just want to say, speaking of Kardashians, we can breeze right along because I promised that we had a moratorium on them on this podcast after the whole Kylie Jenner Fashion Nova maternity pants debacle. But I have no sympathy for Khloe Kardashian salvaging and like fetishizing black culture and
my
black
God.
men specifically, and then your family has a history of getting pregnant with black men who really only seem to be there to provide
Wait.
children to cement your position within black culture as you see
Yeah.
it.
Hashtag oh.
I'm just bored of it, and also how you get them is how you lose them, and I just do not understand why I have to sit through hours and hours of Kardashian news talking about poor Khloe when she cheated with the man while there was another woman pregnant with his baby. Like, he has a baby 9 months younger
Messy.
than yours, sis. Like, you really think that this is gonna be a happy family? No.
Concocting blueprint
No,
puppet,
like
puppeteer
literally,
the
she
entire
was
thing.
like, "Okay, like here's the media plan.
We need the storyline.
Tristan, we don't really want you to be the father, but if you show up for like a few pictures, you pretend to be in love.
Yeah.
we'll have the kid. You can go do whatever you want. Continue playing basketball, having sex with girls that wear too tight Fashion Nova dresses. Like, go off, do that. We'll be here. We'll have the baby. It's fine. You have no need to be involved. Like, guys, come on. That's
Did you know that lawsuit where Kendall and Kylie put their faces on top of like Tupac and Biggie Smalls? It's
Exactly.
still going on right
That's
now.
what I'm saying. Like, guys,
they're fucking
Do
losers.
we forget what happens every time the Kardashians do so much as Brie?
When the Tupac and Biggie family were both like, "Who are these
Yes.
losers?"
Wasn't it
so
like
great.
Tupac's face looking forlornly in the distance in
To like
profile?
literally a like pressed over Instagram post of Kylie Jenner like getting out of the pool. I was like, this is disgusting and offensive and like
So yeah,
a crime.
You know what? That baby has nothing to do with any of this, and I hope that baby finds some way to live a normal, happy, healthy, well-adjusted life.
Yeah.
But anything that gets put into that family's clutches, I just don't trust, and so I don't trust that Khloe, like, I think it's true sociopath behavior if she knew what she was getting into, and now we all have to listen to her spin it like
A
she's
part of me
the
wants
one
to
that was
believe they have
wronged.
like that double life of like, this is what we're gonna do and then this is how we
Yes.
actually are. Like, I hope so, or else it's like too delusional to process.
It's-
And I don't want them to bring another child into the world because they literally fill them up with so much plastic by 18. It's terrifying.
Okay, can I just say this? It's really
Because their
amazing.
biological children will not look like them
No.
because of how augmented they are.
Well,
they
it's-
literally have to get cosmetic surgery to
Are
look like
you
their parents.
critiquing women's beauty and women's ability to change their looks as they please?
Please.
No,
Please.
I just wanted to get your goat there.
Can 16-year-olds get filler and all this plastic surgery?
in the state of
'Cause
California? Probably.
Because
Okay.
they all have.
I mean, you grew
Well,
up in
Kylie
San
and
Diego.
Kendall.
I'm sure you saw a 16-year-old with filler at least one point in your high school life.
I might have.
Yeah,
I don't think
listen.
so.
Nose
I didn't went to
jobs
that
and
nice of a
filler.
school.
No, also, I just want to say, speaking of, can we also just talk about the fact that the Kardashians want to be Beyonce so bad, not realizing that Beyonce doesn't talk to the press and does no media stuff, and it's part of the reason we all like her so much.
And that Beyonce would never
There's
touch
a
them with
level of
10-foot pole.
mysteriousness. Like, you know what? The Kardashians can never be like Beyonce because Beyonce doesn't get paid to take pictures of fit tea. So she is fine wearing whatever she
That's-
wants and going about her life and not having to talk to the press. But when your whole paycheck for your family is predicated on, you know, cannibalizing your personal life for public consumption and getting paid to eat vitamin gummies, there's a reason why you will never be that lady. Just like talent and success aside. Anyways.
Okay, I have a last topic that I think is a good transition to our main.
Yeah, bring us out of this because I've
Okay.
on too many soapboxes.
So this will relate to what we're talking about later. Well, not really actually at all, but so did you hear that the Fire Festival that happened a year ago is getting a documentary?
Yes,
it's gonna
I
premiere
did.
next year. I'm kind of excited. It sounds like one of those YouTube like spiral videos that I can't wait to watch.
Oh my god, I
So
know. Well,
if you guys don't know about the Fire Festival, real quick, if you don't remember, it's I think one of the most iconic scams in like modern history, where a bunch of it was a bunch of like Instagram models and like various cultural artists, like people, I mean, no one really in the mainstream at this point, but anyway, they were all working with this like kind of like shady investor young guy who wanted to do this like pretty much Coachella for like the 1%, and they sold tickets for like $10,000, $14,000, $20,000, promised this like perfect beach getaway, everything we just said about Instagram culture, pretty much that as a festival, and it ended up with people arriving to a uninhabited island with FEMA having to supply food and resources for them to survive before they were shipped back to the various states they came. And then the owner who ran the whole thing
Basically was like, sorry guys, I spent all my money on having Kendall Jenner promote this with Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid.
They all pulled out Lily last second. And,
I'm surprised
so great.
Bella can
he got
travel the
arrested
world with Lyme disease. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I do know she still has it. So
we will not get into this.
no, I just like, it's just like being on like a remote desert island where everyone has FEMA
She didn't
aid.
go.
True.
None of them went. But the guy
But
also
they were
got
on
arrested.
the catamaran that started all of it.
The guy that ran it got arrested for wire fraud for another business he was
Yeah.
running. So everyone was kind of like, okay, cool. But
Well,
he
didn't
got
he do
sued
that,
like 7 times
weird-
too.
Doesn't he do that thing that like New Yorkers love where it's like a social club for other like wealthy 20-somethings where you like
Oh,
all
yeah,
go
yeah,
hang
yeah.
out in somebody's apartment that's like, it's like a rich condo thing.
Okay, no.
Like, so
what is
it's like
this?
a
This is
Soho
so
house
familiar.
kind of comment?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like invite only living, where you pretty much only live with people in the building that are also in that like social circle that you
Or
inhabit.
like, no, but it wasn't. It was like one of those like Soho House style social clubs. Also, like, wasn't he
Okay.
one of the investors in those?
I don't know.
I
Probably.
feel like that was like part of the reason he had his money. I don't know. I could be totally off base.
So apparently Hulu is working with the production company for this, and they said they'll have hours of never before seen footage, including documents, recordings, leaked emails, and whatever else that pretty much gets into the whole like thing that this guy tried to pull off. And apparently, you know, with the federal government coming in because they had to take people out of like that Caribbean island they were all stranded on, it got really, really messy. So I'm interested to see what this will be about. I'll be watching it.
Wig.
Come out in 2019.
Do you have anything else? Because like, I feel like there was a lot of news this week, but
There's
I'm, like-
something else I have, but it all relates to the main topic. So.
Okay, so we'll wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, we'll be back. I'm like, what a week, man. Let's get out of here.
Oh my God,
No,
please.
JK, we're not leaving.
I mean,
we'll
let's
be back.
have a break,
A pee break.
a smoke break.
Mama needs to pee.
Glass of red wine and a swisher. I think you get the picture, bitch.
All right.
Okay, so I was busy like moving this week, so I'm gonna just trust you to take it away here because I genuinely, I won't lie, have absolutely nothing prepared to talk to you about.
I mean,
I,
you have
like,
you will have
showed
lots
up
to say about what we talk about anyway.
With nothing but a penny and a prayer, and I'm just
penny and a prayer.
It's one of those things my mom used to say. But I really was like, listen, we're going to wing it this week, girls, if you can't tell.
Sure.
So,
well, I wouldn't say wing it per se, but it was all in the minds of us the whole weekend.
well, no. I mean, I'm winging it. You are the girl with the notes and the outline and the moment prepared for us to like.
I'm so happy.
You're leading us to the promised land here.
So if you don't know, we have a Facebook group, and
Wig.
it's so great.
No,
and,
what do we call them? Freeloaders?
Freeloaders,
I think
yes.
they decided on being called freeloaders.
Yeah, so the freeloaders on our Facebook page at Eating for Free.
I love that.
Someone posted, you have to join the group to find out, and you can read all about this. But someone posted in our group.
Facebook.com/eating for free, and then go to our group on the page.
Yeah.
Invite only. I mean, request only, but we like approve.
It's also on
everybody.
our website, eatingforfree.com.
We're like obsessed with fame, so of course you're gonna get in if you like.
You
request
better
to
join the group. It's where all the cool kids
It's
are
only
at.
so that your grandma won't see you talking about like bottoming and Beyonce all day. So
This is your place.
yeah, we're here to provide a safe space.
Yeah, so someone posted on the Eating for Free chat about the that fucking meme. I don't even know how to describe it. The Walmart boy crap about him being at Coachella, and then there was this kind of like little convo we were having about Coachella in general and about how the owner, the main
I love that you talk to them.
talk to them. Don't- like they're just so like, oh, it's so cute that you.
I love that you
converse.
address the masses.
So
You're like Halsey outside the meet and
I
greet.
am not
I've had a
Halsey. How
very
fucking
long
dare
day.
you? How fucking
No,
dare you
I'm
call me Halsey? You're Halsey. Oh, you're the one. Okay, that's
I'm the
good.
one that's like,
I'll let you do that
I've
to
had
yourself.
a very long day talking to press, and I'm tired.
I would never just walk by you and not meet you, so to abuse me like that online is kind of fucked up. I have a lot more interviews to do, and I promise I'm going to meet people.
I'm a human too.
So no, but you actually
Anyway.
like get up in there. So
Yeah,
you stick
so
the whole fist in. So.
We were talking about the founder, I guess, of Coachella, Philip Anschutz. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Philip Anschutz. He's the owner of entertainment conglomerate AEG. I've never heard of it, but I went onto this like little spiral of like looking into him, and it is like some crazy shit because Coachella. Okay, so we're both California natives, and we all know that Coachella is this like recent migration pattern that happens out of San Francisco and the Bay Area and all around California, and it's this like it's such a big event, and like I think in California it doesn't seem as major, but people fly around the world for this event at this point.
Yeah, no,
and
truly.
it literally has become the next like, you know, it's like the next Woodstock, if anything, at this point. It's so major. Like every single
Woodstock?
I'm not gonna.
Didn't Woodstock happen one time?
Okay, but it wasn't like
Wait,
this many
wait.
people at all whatsoever.
No, I'm like that's a genuine,
general
earnest
question?
Here, I'll Google it. You keep doing.
I'm
the
pretty
actual,
sure it
like-
was just once, but there were things leading up to it that made it happen. It has to.
I don't know,
right?
man. The
Oh my
70s
God.
were a moment. Let's look. Keep talking. Anyways.
So anyway, like everyone I fucking know is at Coachella. Like every time I go to Instagram, it's like 1/3 of the people I know and like that 1/2 of the celebrities I follow, and it's like such a big exodus event. And I guess it's it's 2 weekends. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars to go. It feels like with all the shit you have to do, all the
yeah, it was
outfits
one
people
time.
do. Yeah, it was one time. I thought so.
I don't know. I just got confused because Lana Del Rey wrote that song about North Korean military arms.
What-
Called.
what?
Wait, did you ever like about Woodstock?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
is that what she talks about?
Yeah, well, she said that after Coachella, she pulled off on the side of the road because she was thinking about Woodstock and the nuclear armament inside of North Korea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Anyways,
Anyway, so we were looking into this on the Facebook page, and I started doing my little research, and the owner of Coachella is like this 70-year-old billionaire. He's one of the richest people in the United States. He's worth at like 12.9 billion or something insane. And he donated for a long time all his money that he got from Coachella and all the conglomerates he owns. He was donating to the freedom of he was donating to the Alliance Defending Freedom organization, the National Christian Foundation, the
Ew.
Family Research Council.
oh, which aren't they the ones that are like for gay
Yes.
conversion therapy?
Yes. All of them are either conservative, right-wing, alt-right, anti-LGBT.
My
Anti-immigrant
first church was like really
organizations.
heavily involved with the Family Research Council
Oh.
and like Family First.
No, they're
Wasn't that
evil.
also that
Yeah,
other-
something like that.
Yeah.
If it's
Where
like
it was-
pro-family, it's anti-LGBT.
Yeah,
Let
no,
me
I just
start
remember
there.
being prayed over by a bunch of like people,
Oh.
and they were all like trying to exorcise the devil out of me, and there was like some representative from somewhere.
Dark.
Anyways, keep
And
going.
yeah, he stopped
Not
donating.
to
Okay,
expose my life.
it kind of broke out in like 2015 that he was donating to these like really fucked up groups, and he
But wasn't surprising.
but he pulled out and then started donating to a bunch of other organizations that are kind of equally as bad but not as
Did
well
he
known.
ever donate to the Trump campaign? Is the real question.
So here we go. So
Oh.
what I found.
Oh.
So listen here.
Okay. Let me
So
grab my beer.
first of all, the Family Research Council I found out is actually deemed as an extremist organization by certain states, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me.
Okay.
So that tells you enough about how. Yeah. Anyway, so the media company that he owns, AEG, is huge. It owns a bunch of programs, and there's a bunch of media outlets that are pro-Trump, pro-alt-right, anti-immigrant, and there's all these other ones. Like he donated like hundreds of thousands of dollars to like these super PACs and 501c and all these other organizations. There was other ones that he worked with the Koch brothers with some organizations. One of them, but there's also other organizations that were about denying climate change and just the whole rhetoric of everything, fucking evil at this point. So that has sparked a lot of controversy. And I think it was Cara Delevingne who actually was posting about just this weekend about how everyone's pretty much a hypocrite going to Coachella because it's like this, especially with Beyonce, which we'll get into, and Kendrick Lamar and all these like black artists that people are like so. Oh, did you know Kendrick Lamar got a Pulitzer Prize this weekend
No.
for his album Damn? Yeah,
Really?
yeah, he's like the first like non-jazz, blues like black artist to get a Pulitzer or something like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, okay then.
Anyway,
Go
yeah,
off.
yeah. So, but anyway, Coachella is supposed to be this like, free spirited, smoking, drugs,
headdresses in the desert.
I won't even get into
Molly
the cultural
from white
appropriation.
teenagers, like.
I mean,
You know what?
we'll get into
I
that. Yeah.
don't see the sparkly veneer.
I don't see that either, but I know what people think
I
it
see
is.
15-year-olds.
I don't see that
with
whatsoever.
Audis doing Molly in the desert. Like,
Literally, to go to
that's
Coachella, you have to
literally
have.
all I think about.
You have to have minimum. Unless you're sneaking in and doing all this shit, you have to have minimum like hundreds of dollars to go because it's like a 3-day event. You have to get a hotel. You have to get a place to stay. You have to get
Yes.
food. You have to get all your clothes. You have to get all the drugs you're gonna do anyway. And then there's all the shit inside that you probably have to pay for.
Listen, I'm only friends with poor people like me, and the only people that I know who go to Coachella are given tickets by friends with rich family members.
Or people that get invited because they're like friends of celebrities.
Yeah, well,
and shit.
I did have a friend who got invited to like do photos, and she basically said that it's just a place filled with a bunch of fake parties for fake media outlets with a bunch
Yeah.
of celebrities that are super mean.
It's
like
literally
she went
be-
to the
yeah.
Galore party. Do you know that magazine Galore?
Yeah.
And it was like Kylie Jenner was there. Oh, she said Cupcake was there and was super nice.
Oh well, that's good. I like that.
But like Kylie was there
Love
and a bunch of
Cupcake.
those like C-list Instagram celebs were there. And
Of
she was like,
course.
they literally just rented out like a kitschy Palm Springs home, and then a bunch of celebrities stood around scrolling through their phones by a pool, and
Yeah.
nobody was having fun, and
Of
nobody
course.
seemed to be having a good time.
Of course.
And everyone there was like shady and mean and on drugs.
Okay,
And I was like,
literally,
yeah,
that's the
pretty much
crowd.
like exactly it. Like rich people on drugs couldn't be me.
I don't understand. Okay, I know there's people who get like have a really good time, and there's a lot of really good artists that are there. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's people we like, and of course
But
Beyonce
it gets
was.
live streamed on the internet, so you really don't have to go.
Somebody was saying like, "Thank you all dumb rich white people," so now I can stream it on YouTube.
Well, I mean, the fact that, you know, someone did say that Beyonce wouldn't have done that performance if it wasn't being live streamed to the entire planet.
I mean,
which I think
literally.
is, and we'll get into Beyonce in a second. I do want to say, though, that there are a lot of corporations and things owned by wealthy Republican donors. And we're not saying that merely having to, you know, participate in capitalism makes you a bad person. But Coachella, I'll just be real with you all right now, is a completely optional experience. It is a
I love that term.
No,
A completely
it is
optional.
It is optional. Like
It's a
there
choice,
are a lot
and
of
it's a
things,
decision you make.
like air and water and food that we all have to participate in as, you know, members of a capitalist society. But Coachella is not something that anyone is holding you at gunpoint and forcing you to do. Like a man doesn't break into your home and then hold you hostage while you buy Coachella tickets. Like
It seriously
is
has
an
that attitude, though, 'cause people
experience
be
you
like-
are willingly paying money
So many
for.
people are like, the FOMO, like about Coachella, and like I
FOMO
wish I was
for
there.
what? Again, who wants to be covered in sweat, high on Molly, surrounded by a bunch of teenagers who are giving
Dehydrating
outies
in
for
the
their
desert.
16th birthday? Like, who wants to do that? I went to like one like vaguely music festival-y thing in San Francisco. And I'm not joking. I have never been around that much high school drama. It was all like, oh my God, so-and-so is holding hand with so-and-so. And I would like see these teenagers parading around in like metallic clothing on drugs.
Ugly clothing too,
Literally.
half the time.
Like
it's not
the
fashion just 'cause you
Goonies,
threw away
just,
some
like,
crazy shit together.
ransacking all of, you know, Golden Gate Park for a weekend. It was the worst experience of my life. It all smells like patchouli and cheap weed. Like, none of it's exciting. And also, the Palm Desert isn't that pretty if you're gonna literally have to be stuck in the Coachella Valley.
And
Like,
also, it's one of those concerts that are so fucking big that you have to literally be the person who waits like 12 hours before a set to get in the front, and you have to crawl through like
And
200,000
I
people
almost
to get there.
promise you that
It's
you'll
terrifying.
have a better experience just seeing the artists that you want to see at Coachella individually when they come to your home city, where you can sit down and have a good time.
Well, that's the thing. I like, you know, 10, 20 of the artists on the list out of like 150 that they
Yeah,
have
and then
performing.
you
And I'm like,
have-
that's not worth it to
I
me.
mean, I hope you all had fun paying $1,000 to see a meme perform on stage.
And Kalela only got 20 fucking minutes on stage.
oh, okay, so let's discuss this. So what are we talking about? The
Okay.
Walmart Yodel kid who apparently now has broken the record for white meme children for not having like a hidden
Who's
racist...
counting this?
Well, no, like
the
you
American
know,
Psychological
well,
Association.
no, has like for like having like a hidden racist family member that like expose like
fucking
you know
course.
every time there's like some white child that goes viral, it's like
Let's give the family an
5
entire novel.
days,
Yeah.
and then suddenly it's like, oh, his whole family is part of the KKK, or his dad is like a police officer in prison for
Isn't that just
murder
like
or something.
statistically true though?
No, exactly. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
But this kid, I will say, feels almost like an industry plant with the way the meme is kind of
Okay,
taken off.
okay. I was thinking
because
about this though
the-
because it happened so fucking fast.
not even just
it doesn't
fast,
make sense,
but like
efficiently.
it was like such a
Just in time for
clean
Coachella.
meme, and then he like got the Ellen show 3 days later, and then was on Coachella, and then is like already having professional ass photo shoots with things,
Yes.
and like looking a little too gussied up for my liking. Like there is
It's kind of hard to believe it like just went that well that fast.
You know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of. Do you know that internet meme kid Gavin that everyone loves
the
using?
kid, yeah.
There's just something that like stresses me out every time a kid
Oh my
goes
God.
viral, because I'm like,
Yeah.
there is an adult standing in the wings, like actually reaping in the viral.
Well, the kids
content
aren't even
for
really
This
involved.
kid's image.
Okay,
like,
we're using photography as a leech.
yes.
The kid's doing this funny thing, and the parents are running the entire process.
No,
though.
and like it's literally like when you see kids who are supposed to be like famous Instagram models at like 6, they're like, it's always like twins that dress cute, or like a baby that wears
It's so
oversized
freaky.
glasses, and it's like,
Oh my god! And like fucking Kim Zolciak Biermann has like an Instagram for all of her like 12 children, and they're all
Or
like
there's that
they're all
one-
like 7. I'm
There's
like,
that
what is
one
this?
baby that dresses really well, like 3-year-old that dresses really well, who also like promotes Fit Tea on the Instagram, or
It
like
scares me 'cause
something
it's, like,
ridiculous, and you're like, there's an adult making money off the image
Putting
of
your
this
kid into
child.
work at like a baby's age, and
Yeah.
their perception of themselves as a child is like through
in
social
a day
media.
and age when we let Stranger Things go viral like the way it did, it's unsurprising that
It's
people are
all-
okay with parents using and abusing their child.
It all goes back to Stranger Things.
For, their move to America. You all know who I'm talking about if you're in the know.
Yes, I
but
do.
no, there's just like too much child actors coming forward and saying that they were abused as children by the adults putting them onto the world stage. This whole thing with this yodeling kid kind of just feels a little too suspect. Like, it's like, okay, do you remember the kid at Target who was like the hot Target guy, and then it came out
yeah.
that it was like, a whole viral marketing campaign?
Yeah.
This was what that feels like.
I forgot about that was actually like planted.
And my friend Josh, shout out Josh, because I know you're listening, pointed out on Facebook, like, can you imagine
Yeah.
being somebody, especially like one of the Black or non-white artists at Coachella, who have worked years, dedicated millions of hours of their lives, sweat, blood, and tears
To get,
done
like-
everything they possibly
Yeah.
could to even get like
The early morning show for
a
15
tiny
fucking
name
minutes.
on the Coachella set, and suddenly there is this kid who was a meme 3 days before the festival even started, who is now performing on the main stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and all the live streamers and all the people taking videos that will then upload it to their Instagrams, that will then get watched by people, redisseminated and passed along. And you're sitting there like, oh, so this is what it is. Like, if you are white and vaguely funny, you can literally skate all the way to the front of the line. Meanwhile, you have artists like Azealia Banks, who has only performed at Coachella one time.
For an
and when
iconic
she
fucking
did,
performance,
it was
though.
like in the middle of the day on one of the small stages, despite having one of the most killer albums that year. And if she had the money or the people around her willing to do that for her, she could have like literally killed Coachella. Like, Beyonce aside, because Beyonce can literally do all that, and I'm going to be down for it. There are so many artists at Coachella that probably do not deserve the main stages that they're on. And there are people on those small stages literally working infinitely harder with infinite more talent, still just kind of being like, okay, here's the stage I'm going to perform on, and it's cool. And then you have some yodel kid who was a meme.
And what I can't fucking
It makes
stand.
me so crazy.
what
I'm
I-
so sorry for talking over you. I just like that drove me
No, I get it though, because
insane.
like it makes me go fuck. Okay, what I really hate too, that I just cannot stand. I was talking about this in the Facebook group. I was like, why do these literally any meme? Okay, it's like very specific because memes are like at this point you could write a fucking PhD thesis and into it. 'cause
There
it's so,
already is a PhD thesis.
I hope so. But what I really cannot stand is just like one viral video of one person doing something ridiculous, and literally that entire career is launched from that person. Like, what's their name? That like baddie girl that was on Maury once and shit. Like,
Oh
it
yeah,
was like
the Cash Me Outside girl.
yeah, Cash Me Outside girl. She gets like a fucking like music video contract and like 12 million Instagram followers, and I'm like, I don't get it because it's like it doesn't.
Again, no, it's this. You get to skate right to the front of the line.
And it's really, and there's that, and at the same time, it's very hollow. I think the people that are into that shit, like that, really give them that. It's just like, is that really what you want to
can you
consume in the
imagine
media?
being a
Like,
human being that is literally only interested in the very surface level of
exactly,
like, everyday life?
surface level.
No, because that's like
It's so
literally all that
boring.
is. And also, then let's get into our actually main discussion.
Someone who
Beachella.
actually deserves all the fans.
You know
they have,
what?
all the fans they
Roxanne
get.
Gay said it on Twitter, and I literally had nothing but
I
like,
need to follow
agreement for
her.
it,
I need
where
to
she
follow
was
her right
like,
now.
some people deserve all the fame and success and acclaim, and don't ever speak about a bad word about Beyonce in front of me because
It's
you
so
know
great.
that's just not what we're gonna do. That's literally how I feel about Beyonce. Like there are celebrities where I'm like, you don't deserve your millions, you don't deserve your album sales,
Well,
you don't deserve
that's
any of it. But,
literally
like,
what this show is about.
Beyonce, you deserve to be a billionaire. Like it's fine. Like we're all cool with it. And also just like that. Okay. Beyonce
Yes.
performed at Coachella. For those that don't know, Beachella, it's being called.
For
She-
2+ hours straight.
Every single major news outlet is now billing it as Beyonce redefined Coachella and elevated it far above what anyone thought possible
And it's
for that
literally,
festival.
everyone pretty much agrees that's the best performance by any artist they've ever seen in their entire life.
No, literally.
Because of how much she did
when
with that performance.
she walked down that stairs,
Bitch.
listen.
Bitch. The
Also,
choreography.
shout out
I
Olivia
can't.
Roosting for all the Balmain looks.
Oh, those are
I'm
amazing.
not really a Balmain girl, especially because of his intense love for the Kardashians, but I did look super hot in one of those dresses one time, a Balmain dress, and
For
I'm just
that?
like- yeah, me and Lisa Rinna, you know, have both worn the same Balmain dress,
I
which
love
I
that.
take a lot of pride in. But no, and anyways, I was saying when she came down the stairs, and the minute that band went in, also all the horns, I just want more horns.
I love
Give
a
me
good
all the
horn.
horn.
A good trumpet and a good horn
Also,
go a long way.
the whole segment where she literally, they're all just screaming "suck on my balls" for like 15 straight seconds. I'm like, yes, this is it. Wait, can
Well,
you
she
just
also-
listen to that really quick?
She also literally she can command a fucking audience. Well, someone said literally, and I remember this when I was at Formation. Beyonce's favorite thing is just standing there doing absolutely nothing while people literally lose their fucking minds.
No, me
and she
my
is
best
not
friend
wrong at all.
went and saw the Formation tour, and
Yeah.
I am not joking. She would blink, and I would shake, convulse, frothing at the mouth. There was a 55 must have been year old woman in front of us with her whole ass leg propped up on the chair in front of her, busting it down the entire concert, with her cane sitting on
I
the
fucking
seat.
love it.
It was the most gag-worthy performance I have ever seen, and I left that nothing will ever top this.
Wait, we were
there
at
is
this-
no way she can top
Where
that.
were
And
you
she
at that?
did.
Where were you at that concert, by the way? Because we were there at the same time.
We literally, it was such a gag. We spent $60 on the tickets on Craigslist.
Yeah.
And we were literally one row above the field in
Oh,
the stadium.
Yes, I saw that because when I was there, I was like, wait, you could just literally stand right here with
Yes.
everybody else.
No, our seats were right there.
Oh.
And we literally bought them thinking I remember
I
don't
spent
think-
4 times the
No,
price.
we were walking down, and I was
I did it
I
wrong.
don't think that we're supposed to be here. I don't think these are our seats. And she was
And they
like,
were.
no, I think this is where we're supposed to go. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And then we got there, and I was like, oh.
I love it.
Also, I just
So
want to say
great.
a really funny story.
Yeah.
Me and all my friends were trans, obviously, and one of the things about being trans is sometimes you just have to pee standing up in a women's restroom. It's just like the tea. And I peed standing up in the bathroom at the Beyonce concert, and I just want to say,
Yeah.
it was the most this is feminism moment I've ever had in my whole life. But there was too many women in there, and I definitely fake grabbed a tampon I was gonna change it out halfway through. Classic move. But I was in the
Smart.
stall. We're both in the stall. There's this really iconic picture of her peeing sitting down, and me hey girls. Anyways, but I was
Love
you know
it.
what? I'm gonna pee standing up, and she's like, you better not. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And of course I did, and it
Power.
was the best. God, we looked so hot that day. Just thinking about it.
Beyonce
so
just unites
Beyonce-
everyone. It's just such
No,
she's such a
literally,
moment.
All my best experiences have been at Beyonce concerts, and then the Destiny's Child reunion. I was like, they all came out for this.
Did you hear that because Post Malone went over his time that they had to skip 2 songs?
I was so mad.
I was like,
Also, did
what
you
a
hear
fucking
that
crime.
Apparently, she called it an intermission at one point. She called the Post Malone thing an intermission.
What?
Did you see that?
No, I
I
didn't.
don't know if that's true or not, but someone
need the
was
tea.
talking about it, and I was like, yes. Also, everyone was joking on Twitter that Destiny's Child has done more for this country than anybody else in the whole world, and I was like, yeah, true.
I mean, yeah.
Destiny's Child has saved the world multiple occasions. It's facts. we all saw fucking Charlie's Angels, okay? Independent Woman Part 1 is the whole reason the planet didn't get blown up. Like, duh. It's the best movie of all time. It's also the best song of all time.
She literally brought like her entire family at this point, I feel
Oh
like.
my God,
Like,
yes.
It was so great. Like,
Oh, and the costume changes, but did you see when that camo jumpsuit almost fell off? Or like was coming loose?
I think I missed it.
Oh my God, it was so stressful, and you could see that she was like, "Oh no, oh no." But,
Yeah. I had to
she was-
parch my experience from like 300 Instagram clips.
No,
Like,
I watched the whole thing, and there was this camo getup she was wearing, and it was like coming off, and I was like, "Oh no, oh no, oh no." Well, you were up that night with me. How did you not see that? Because you were like in the back with me.
oh no, we weren't watching at the same time.
Oh yeah, no, my boyfriend. We were like laying in bed at like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like watching Beyonce on Instagram, and he's like, "Babe, what are you doing?
Can you
Can you turn this?" And I was like,
shush?
Don't.
Now. Shush now.
"Don't even." And then I think he just didn't realize it was Beyonce, because as soon as he like saw what I was doing, he
was
was
like, "Oh."
rolled all the way over and was like, "Oh, what's she doing?" I think at one point he was like, "Wow, that outfit looks really intense." Like, that's always
Yeah.
his commentary, is like, "That's a really intense outfit."
I'm not gonna lie that we do have to admit that we didn't get any new music, and
Did we?
I
Need
did,
new
we
music?
did we did we don't deserve
She
it.
gave us a
we don't need it.
2-hour audio visual.
No, exactly.
blueprint.
We don't need it. We don't deserve it, and she doesn't have to do anything for us.
No,
But
she could punch me in the face and I'd be like, "Yes, I
what I
deserve
think
this."
is so iconic is that everyone was expecting that and talking about it, and then the second her performance happened, nobody gave a flying shit. Like, everyone was literally just
We're
like,
all like,
"Did you
"Oh,
see it? Did you see it? Did
this
you
is
see
what
it?"
we're gonna do now.
Yeah.
Again, literally,
Oh,
Beachella
oh.
has killed the podcast host.
Can
like,
I? Can I read you what Tina Lawson said on Instagram?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, so I think she posted this today, like just after her performance. She so this is actually, we can consider this an iOS press release, but you know, Coachella edition. So Tina Lawson on Instagram, which you should follow her, by the way, because she's hilarious. And
Oh, I was like, "Are you telling
Yeah.
me to follow?"
No,
Tina
not you,
Lawson?
but
I
the
was like,
people.
"Honey,
no, we know,
Honey.
we know, yes. So what she said was, quote
corny
unquote,
joke time."
Hi. So. So it's corny joke time.
that she literally would be like, "Did you get it?"
Okay.
Yeah, anyway,
Continue
so
going.
let me quote this. She's Tina Lawson was talking about before the Beyonce's performance. She said, "I told Beyonce that I was afraid that the predominantly white audience at Coachella would be confused by the black culture and black college culture because it was something that they might not get. Her brave response to me made me feel a bit selfish and ashamed. She said, I have worked very hard to get to the point where I have a true voice, and at this point in my life, I have a career and a responsibility to do what's best for the world and not what is most popular. She said that her hope is that after the show, young people would research this culture and see how cool it is, and young black and white people would listen to it." And I just like,
didn't Beyonce
I love it. I love it so much.
also donate a bunch of money? to
Yes, she
scholarships
donated
for HBCUs?
100K to 4 different HBCUs, and the whole merch was
Wait, 100K each or 100K altogether?
We'll have to
I
check
just
on
want to
that.
like credit her.
I
Properly.
think it was 100K each, but I could be wrong.
We could be
I'm
wrong.
I'm pretty. I mean,
we're open to interpretations.
But she yeah.
The tax write-off.
There's actually a bit more. She Tina also said, "Lift every voice and sing, and see how amazing the words are for all of us, and bridge the gap." She also hopes that it will encourage young kids to enroll in our amazing historically black colleges and universities. I stand corrected. And that's the part where I felt like I was truly gagged, was the like narrative she was talking about.
Yeah.
She was bringing like, this is the experience of being a black woman in the United States, and it was
Yeah.
like very obvious. And
I think most
yeah.
of her music for the last
Oh,
5 years and most
definitely.
of the visuals for the last 5 years have been that.
And she just keeps topping it every time.
Oh,
though. Like, she's like,
yeah.
I'm not stopping.
Well-
And that's why I think that I really like that she posted that, because, you know, as a mother, it's really interesting seeing that dynamic.
We've been able to say this for a while, I think, but I want to just emphasize it again, that there are still people in this world, surprisingly, that are like, "Oh, Beyonce, she's not really that talented. Oh, Beyonce, she's not really as good as everyone says she is. She's not really a good dancer. She's not really a good musician." And it's like,
For what?
listen, it's like just racism at this point. Because if you can watch any of her performances, listen to any of her music, see any of her visuals, like everything that she has put out in the last decade, and then still say that, watch this performance and still say that, you're not even dumb. You're not even blind. You're not even like willingly ignorant. You're just a racist. Like that's as easy as it gets.
Well,
Because that is
yeah.
possibly the only answer that would explain somebody feeling like that. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me anymore.
Well, and
There's
also,
no
and at the
excuses
same
for
time,
it.
she's like literally changing the social culture of young people in the United States. Like
Can I-
whatever she does, literally defies. Do you remember like when Self Child came out, and it was like we're in the Self Title era, and then when Lemonade came out, it's Lemonade. Like the way that the jokes and the memes, the mainstream culture changed. Like you don't even have
Can
to be
I-
involved to know about it.
Can I take this moment now to explain to the podcast and to you my Beyonce's Jesus theory? No.
Yeah,
just
no,
hear me
of
out, hear me
course.
out.
I'm laughing because I'm excited.
No, okay. So I have this theory. Okay, so
So she's the second coming.
no, well, no, nothing as corny as that. But I went to a religious school for a very long time. I'm from a religious family. It informed a huge part of my identity and a huge part of my childhood, et cetera, et cetera. And part of that was taking a lot of history of the Bible, history of religion style classes. And so let me just pretend like Jesus, for if you believe or not, was not this person that came to, be the son of God, whatever. Just look at him as a historical figure. Okay. So Jesus was this person that basically came in a politically and socially divisive time where there were a lot of very powerful figures in the Roman Empire and in
Yes.
the actual church who were all giving explicit ways to live lives that were in contradiction to human nature, that were oppressing the poor, oppressing women, oppressing those that did not fit the standard. You had religious practices that favored wealth and the adherence of ancient traditions that no longer served the people that were practicing them. And Jesus came forward and was basically like, the way that all of you are doing this is wrong. And here is a better way to live. Here is a vision of a future where these things are not problems anymore. Heal the sick, heal the wounded, take care of the poor and the women and the childless and the old and the elderly and all the afflicted. The tax collector has an easier time getting in than the wealthy man. The poor man is closer to heaven, etc. Like all this stuff. Like women can learn religious practices.
I'm so mad because I'm literally in a religious
We
course
will
right now,
have-
and everything you're
yeah,
saying is really
hanging
what
out
it
with-
is.
hanging out
Yeah,
with sex workers, all that kind of stuff. Like it was
an
this-
alternative to the current styles. Yeah,
and it was
was
something
merging the Middle East and
that
Western
gave
culture.
people hope in a better world. It gave people hope that there was something else out there for us. And his enduring legacy, religious or not, and obviously the force of colonization and forced religious practices, all that of course has let that endure. But the fact that there are people today that still feel the way about Jesus that say people in the ancient times felt about Jesus is a testament to the ideas he was saying and preaching and advocating for. And also, the person that Jesus really was in history is not the person that the Roman Empire or the Roman Catholic Empire pushed on us. So just separate those two for a second, right?
So context.
Anyways, yes, the context. So think about Beyonce now. Beyonce also came into the world, culturally speaking, as an artist in a politically divisive time at kind of the turn of all these sweeping
You're not
political
wrong.
social movements. She was somebody that, was contrary to the norm. Jesus was the son of a poor carpenter and a woman who was also, from a politically divisive area. They were low class. Nobody expected him to be royalty. Beyonce also, as a black woman, came into an industry that was obviously led by very wealthy white men, ran by white men. Most of the iconic pop faces as we know them now were white women, etc. And she was like, wait a minute, you know what? Excuse me. I have something to say, and I have a better way to do all of this. And her legacy, especially as an artist for the last 10 years, has been exactly that. Here is me as Beyonce, and then here is my vision for what I want things to be like and the way they could be. Here is a vision of the world through my art that is meant to inspire, uplift, and provide just a different way of doing things.
So are we like the Greeks that the Gentiles are converting?
Well,
like,
we're just
now?
we're just the people witnessing this moment, and
Yeah.
Beyonce. My whole theory now is that Beyonce is going to be that person from our time that is still being talked about 100, 200, 300 years from now, because we have never had an entertainer specifically who has
Yeah.
changed the culture, changed social norms, changed the industry that she's from.
These are
shaped
all
the
facts.
planet the way that she has. Like, you cannot look at Beyonce and tell me that every time she makes a move, she does not radically change cultural conversations that previously had nothing to do with her. Like, we have an entire way of releasing albums now named after Beyonce. Okay?
Oh my god, I always think of that all the time. People just drop albums
She
out of
makes
nowhere, and I'm
moves
like,
and people have to catch up after
Yeah.
the fact. So, anyways, Beyonce is Jesus theory.
I believe
all of
it.
you write the books for me. Invite me to
we
the
need
TED
the new
Talks.
gospels, the new revelations.
You know, tune into my new YouTube page, BeyonceIsJesus.com.
that'll be
where
a spin-off podcast.
Yeah, the spin-off podcast, the Beyonce is Jesus podcast. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm sorry for taking
Church of
up
Jesus.
5 minutes of the podcast, but I've just been waiting to talk
I think
about
these
this.
I think this. I was about to say conspiracy theory, but it's not a conspiracy. It's just it's truth. Like,
So, are you going to be going to Beyonce church with me this weekend?
I mean, that sounds like amazing. The
Cool.
music would be so good,
Oh my god, it'd be the best.
and the food would be fantastic. and
Are we ready to then wrap up, or is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
I don't think so. I'm just overwhelmed. Like, this week was just so busy.
Oh my god, I know. I'm like,
When you even talk about like politics, and I can't even think of it right now.
I don't want to talk about that
Please.
at all. What's new with you this week, though? Like, tell me what's going on in your
What's
life.
going on with me? I'm just trying to get through it, girl. Like, I'm just trying to get my homework done.
You
and
bought
get
some
my
more
shit done.
chic bedroom accessories.
I did. I bought some new pillows. I want, kind of want like little decor. I want to like spice up the room a little bit. New year, new me. It's April, but springtime's upon us. It's
You're on Matthew
rebirth.
Lawson time.
Yeah, it's rebirth.
Well, I'm moving, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh my god, I cannot wait. What I'm gonna be doing is coming to your place all the
Well,
time now.
listen, it's gonna be lit up because my new place is sick. I have waited 4 years of living in this godforsaken city to finally have an apartment.
She's moving out of the city.
Well, yes. Okay, so I'm doing the moving out of the city into the East Bay moment.
The
that
narrative?
I told myself I would absolutely never do. I told myself
But look,
I
here
would-
we are.
I would never be that girl that like moved to Berkeley and bought a bunch of like succulents and textiles. Like, I just told myself I wouldn't do
Yes.
that, and here I am doing that. Yes, that is a kombucha in the fridge. Yes, that is a
Girl, I got kombucha. I got homemade kombucha in the in the closet. Just
yes, that is like
I got the
eclectic
scobies and shit.
succulent collection. That is, my incense sticks burning in the background.
Mm-hmm,
But I'm here. I'm, ready to have this moment for myself. The apartment's sick, but I will say I have moved 5 times in 5 years, and I'm just like ready to like put my roots down. And, like,
You've been
not
like
have-
from Gilroy to San Jose to San Francisco to San Jose again, back to San Francisco to Oakland.
Why
Is
did
that
you have
it?
to dock myself like this? Why
Sorry.
did you have to tell them where I'm from? Damn. I'm from the Bay Area. I always have been.
It's just the native.
It's what happens when you're like trans and get kicked out of your house and then have to be forced into a bunch of bad living situations across the planet.
And also live in like the most expensive city.
Oh my god,
in
a
the United States.
nightmare. But
Okay, let me tell you, you New Yorkers need to get the facts straight. San Francisco is more expensive to live in. We are
100%.
suffering so much.
Guys,
it's
I am
insane.
moving out
the
of
taxes
a
are higher, the prices are higher.
6-bedroom apartment. A 6-bedroom apartment. Well, it's a house that costs altogether $9,000 a month. So just fill in the blanks on what you.
And how many
think it
roommates are in that
costs
6-bedroom?
to live there?
Is that 6 including you in the 6-bedroom, or is
6,
it more?
yes. No,
Okay.
it's a 5-bedroom, and there's 6 of us.
Yeah, so it's
So-
a 5-bedroom for
Yeah,
$9,000.
fill in the blanks,
And-
guys. It's a
And it's
nightmare.
not. You're not even
And
in
I-
like. You're not even in like a good area.
Oh yeah, no, I live literally like 30 miles away from the city center. It feels like,
Yeah.
and it's still more expensive than anything I've ever done in my whole life. It was a nightmare, paying that much money, and I will not be anymore, thank God. But I just have to say, like, there is nothing like packing up all of your belongings and being like, who is this person that owns this? Like, you think to yourself, like, looking at it while it's piled in your closet, you just live there. You're like, "Ugh, I need that eventually." And then you move and you're like I'm going to
7
throw this away.
trash bags
You're like,
of
I
shit,
spent
yeah.
$1,000 on this and I'm tossing it out the window. Like,
I literally, every time I've moved or like done that kind of like super deep clean, I always have like 4 or 5 trash bags of shit, and I'm like, where'd this even come from? Like, I'm disgusting. I feel terrible. But then you move and it's all new and fun.
anyways, we got to get out of here. You and I have to celebrate tonight.
Oh my god. And
We got raises this week, so shout out to us. Shout out to corporate America for paying me a lot of money. We're gonna celebrate with like a blunt in Atlanta, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
that's all I ever needed.
and then like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh my God.
finale, I guess.
Can we talk about how Andy Cohen said it's the last of that wig I'll ever see?
Oh yeah, so guys, ding dong, the witch is dead. Kim Zolciak Biermann was murdered on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Andy
reunion.
Cohen
We're gonna go
was
watch that now,
red-handed.
but we'll come back live next week with the updates. We love all of you. I did the things last week, so can you do the things this week?
So you can find us at eatingforfree.com, and our Instagram is at eatingforfree. You can find our personal Twitters and Instagrams at Joni Sucks and at _ Matthew Lawson. And then we're also on YouTube and Stitcher and Google Play and SoundCloud. All the sites, everything's at eatingforfree.com. We also have a new Twitter at E4F Podcast. That's E4F Podcast. We're all connected. We have a 360-degree branding going at this point. Like, you can find us anywhere. Just get one little whiff of us and you'll get the rest. So I think that's it. Oh, and the Facebook group.
Yeah, join our Facebook group.
We cannot emphasize enough. Oh, and you can email us at eatingforfreepodcast@gmail.com for fan letters, questions, comments, concerns, what have you.
Love you so much for doing all of that. Sorry, I'm not a good singer, so that was the best you'll get. But I love you.
Thank you. That's really nice.
Sure. Do I get a love you back or?
We can harmonize. I'll give you that.
Fine.
Oh, is it too exhausting now? We're over it.
Yeah, I'm over it. No, I'm just kidding. I love it.
Okay.
I love this. Actually, this is like the highlight of my week. So let's do
Do
it.
it.
1,
2,
2, 3.
3.
Goodbye.
What do I think of her?
Yes?
I don't think of her.
Shut your f***ing mouth. I've had enough of you, you beast.
Beast?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Glass of red wine and a swisher. I think you get the picture, bitch.
How dare you?